Can any of the top female sprinters alive today beat a healthy Elaine Thompson-Herah? Thompson-Herah at her best, plus enemies to best friends, or was it rivals? And we talk about much more. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to go. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. Are you ready? Yep, good to go. So, Brianna Liston, who is now at LSU, one of Jamaica's top young female sprinters. Remember, she had a very, very good, solid 2024 track and field season. However, towards the end, of course, she had injury issues. She, of course, is with LSU. She's perhaps their top female sprinter over the 100 meters at this point in time. And LSU just dropped the indoor track and field schedule that they will be involved with. And I know that all of you trackies, all of you track fans, all the people that would just love track and field like I love track and field, I thought you might find this interesting. Young Liston posted 2 months out from a new season. And here you go. Here is the indoor track and field season. You can always come back to it and take a look. I'm super excited for the 2025 track and field season, people. I don't know about you.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that is King Smith and his queen, Marie-Josée Talou of Côte d'Ivoire, they are continuing to celebrate his birthday into post-birth. I mean, listen, people, they're becoming one of my favorite track and field couples. Certainly, they're one of the power couples out there. Of course, you know that Marie-Josée Talou of Côte d'Ivoire is the fastest woman over the 100 and 200 meters that Africa has thus far produced. Mrs. Smith, aka the Queen Talou, wrote, 1 week ago, I celebrated my birthday, our 1-year wedding anniversary, and our first date. Talk about great things in one package. On the 18th of the 11th is significant to us in so many ways. I'm thankful for all the blessings God granted me, us. It's been a beautiful journey. I pray to continue. Cheers to many more years and forever. I love you, Caribbean King. And of course, she's talking about her husband, the remarkable Mr. Smith. Of course, Mr. Smith is from Trinidad and Tobago. Big up to all the Trinis out there. Big up yourself, Lion. You know, big up, bless up. I just wanted to share these pictures with you. These people look happy. So they were rivals and now they seem to be like best brethren, you get me? We're talking about none other than Jamaica's remarkable Asafa Powell, the sub-10 king himself, and the USA's Justin Gatlin, one of the fastest men all time. Both of them, of course, are two of the fastest men all time over the 100 meters. And I kind of found this really, really cool because in this post, they'd swapped gears. So of course, one is from the USA, one is from Jamaica, so they swapped gears. So Gatlin was wearing Jamaican colors, and they look good at the colors, you know. And Asafa Powell was wearing the US colors, and they look all right at the colors. I should be him, I should be him. The Tropics posted when rivals turn best friends. Justin Gatlin is now officially a Jamaican, you know. Anyway, what do you think? You like how Justin Gatlin looks in the Jamaican gear? Look good in the Jamaican gear. What do you think about Asafa Powell in the US gear? I know I don't like that. I mean, I like it. No disrespect to my US subscribers. Okay, we can't seem to avoid Janelle Bromfield, the beautiful, and Noah Lyles, the reigning Olympic and world champion in the 100 meters. They seem to be everywhere. So I suspect this video that I'm going to share, of course, because of the copyright reasons, I have to remove the music that they're using. They're looking at, I suspect, their new home.
Hi, I'm Nicole Nickel, and I'm the real estate agent representing Noah Lyles and Janelle Bromfield. I'm with Olympus Executive Real Estate. We are behind the scenes right now, waiting for them to arrive any second to get the keys.
Look, I said the other day that they're a power couple, and someone said to me, how are they a power couple? What do you mean, how are they a power couple? Are you serious? They're all over social media. I don't think they're broke. I don't get that vibe. And they're extremely influential. I mean, that makes them a power couple. And let's face it, Noah Lyles is the face of track and field. Whether or not we want to believe it, he is. So kudos and congrats to them. The place looks good. Let's hope that these two young people who they got engaged recently, let's hope that they find happiness. We all deserve that. Recently, it was reported, and even we ourselves ended up reporting it, that Elaine Thompson-Herah was now working with Raina Reed in the United States. It turns out that that was incorrect. But what she is doing up there, which I think is very, very important, is that she's finally addressing her Achilles heel issues, which is a huge, huge, huge deal. And it led me to something that I think is really important. Now, I know that many of you are very, very passionate, like I am, about Elaine Thompson-Herah. And I also know that people have their favorites, you know. I mean, many of you accuse me of having favorites of everyone, and I probably do have favorites of everyone. I love all of these athletes. I know that I have an idea of what they go through, and I love what they do for the sport of track and field, because I'm a huge track and field fan. But I had to ask, I asked myself the question, and then I decided I had to ask you. At her best, Elaine Thompson-Herah has ran the fastest recorded time since Flojo in 1988. Flojo, of course, ran the world record, and Elaine Thompson-Herah ran that astounding 10.54 seconds in 2021 in Oregon at the Prefontaine Classic. The only other woman who has come even relatively close to her is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce with her personal best, which she also ran in 2021 on the Diamond League circuit. That astounding time of 10.60. Now, the new stars, the two fastest of the new stars, is really Sha'Carri Richardson with 10.65 and Shericka Jackson, the great Jacko, with 10.65. And I had to ask, if Elaine Thompson-Herah is fully healthy again and back to her old self, do you think there's any athlete out there, any female athlete that we can think of right now who could possibly beat her? So we're talking about Elaine Thompson-Herah at her best. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, for instance, third fastest woman all time, closest to coming close to her, Shericka Jackson, of course, with her 10.65. I put Gabby Thomas in there, I guess, really 200 meters. This young lady, Julian Alfred, who seems to be on the rise. Then there's this young lady, Tia Clayton, out of Jamaica, and of course the perennial Marie-Josée Talou of Cote d'Ivoire, as well as Daryl Nita You know, not quite there, but getting there. Dean Asher Smith, I think, at her best could be some sort of challenge. Melissa Jefferson seems to be getting better and better. And then, of course, there's Sha'Carri Richardson. Can any of these ladies really at their very, very best, I mean, beat Elaine Thompson-Herah if we see her back to 2021 form? Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. You know, I have been thinking about this for quite some time. And I know that most of you are going to lean towards Sha'Carri Richardson, or you're going to lean towards Shericka Jackson. Many of you are going to say that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce may be a little beyond that point now because of her age. And some of the other persons that I just mentioned in there, they're just not nowhere near. I mean, 10.86, which is Tia Clayton's best, is literally oceans apart from 10.54. I mean, 10.54 is an insane time. It doesn't even make sense logically. And if we look at the numbers as the numbers exist right now, I guess I would say that none of these people could actually beat her if we see her back to 2021 form. I mean, like literally none of them. Now, it is not impossible, but we're looking at the numbers as they exist. So if in 2025, let us say, Shericka Jackson, a healthy Shericka Jackson, I think can lower that 10.65. As I also believe that Sha'Carri Richardson, I think all of the young ladies that I just mentioned, once healthy, can lower the time. But the point is, I think everyone, this is my opinion, I think everyone in track and field has a ceiling. There's a point to which they simply cannot run any faster. It may be mechanical, it may be genealogical, you know, it may even be more likely than anything else psychological. Because 10.54 is insane. And what I will never forget about that is after she ran 10.54 and they interviewed Elaine Thompson-Herah, she said she thought it was one of the slowest races she had ever won. In other words, in her mind, she was running she literally said, if my memory serves me correctly, she said it felt like I was running in wet cement, which I found astounding. Because to me, it kind of meant that she was in a whole other plane, and she ran 10.54. Now, Sha'Carri Richardson has just not demonstrated that she can run that fast. I mean, she just hasn't. It's not impossible because she's relatively young. And Shericka Jackson, I think, same thing. It's not impossible, but I mean, and both young ladies have improved drastically in a very short period of time. I mean, a very short period of time. And let's face it, Sha'Carri is the younger of the two. So really, if we hold to logic, then the closest person who could probably defeat her at her best, and actually was the only person who defeated her in 2021 at her best, was Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, when Fraser-Pryce ran that insane 10.60. Because yes, people, 10.60 is also an insane time. So do I think anyone could beat her if she is healed and back at her best? Of the current crop of people, I'd say there's an outside chance for Shericka Jackson and Sha'Carri Richardson to do it. I'd say Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, if she's back to 2021 form herself, would do it, definitely, because she was able to do it in 2021. But the other persons, I don't know. I don't think any of those other people are at that level yet. So I am thinking, based on the statistics that we have now, that there may be 3 people who could challenge her. But how often could they beat her? I don't know. I don't think it would be very often. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to check out our printify.com, our merch store. If you see anything you like, support the channel. Also, we have a new YouTube channel up and running called Peter Lloyd World of Wealth, where we discuss all things finance. We have a new video coming out later today. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification button, and hit the like button. Remember, you are royals, kings and queens. Bless up.